Welcome to my D&D story. This story is about my half-drow phoenix sorcerer, Sia. No. There we go. I promise I did not intend for her name to be a homophone. Sia had lived a sheltered life as a noble's daughter. When she was 15, she decided to run away from home to learn magic, thinking that if she became a powerful mage, she would finally gain the affection of her neglectful human father. Her sights were set on a magical city she had read about. This city had its own king, a college of magic, and floated in the sky. This was the place for anything magic. Unfortunately, when Sia got to the nearby city where you boarded skyships to actually get to the magical floating city of wonders, she was told she wasn't allowed. Only those on official business or were invited could enter the city. She threw a fit. While she was having her little tantrum, someone tapped her on the shoulder. It was an absolutely ancient drow wizard. He looked her up and down before telling the guard that she was his apprentice. The guard quickly apologized to Master Orlorani and allowed the two of them to get on the skyship. Sia stuck her tongue out at him as they passed. Now, Sia had no idea who this wizard was. What she did know was that he was the first drow she had ever met, having been abandoned by her drow mother on her father's doorstep when she was born, and he had just helped her not only get into the city, but also take her on as his apprentice. So she was stoked. Once they got to their destination, he took her to the city market and started going about his shopping like this was an ordinary day. Sia followed him as he did his errands, soaking up everything she could see. She had never been to a market before, and this was a magic market. At one point, a beautiful brooch caught her eye, and upon her gasp, the drow looked over and asked the shopkeeper how much for it. Well, for you, Master Orlorani, I suppose I could let it go for 1,000 platinum? He nodded, paid the ridiculous sum, and then handed Sia her new piece of jewelry. She was stunned. She hadn't even asked for it. He just knows she liked it and whipped out his credit card. Now, because this was bought in a city of magic, you would think that this brooch was magical. And you'd be right. Upon attunement, Sia realized that the wearer of the brooch could make the brooch invisible. Now, you might be thinking that's a little bit weak for the price that was paid. And you'd be right. The DM told me that this brooch had another function, but this function would remain a secret until such a time as it could be used. So that's fun. After he was done shopping, he took her to a teleportation circle, which took them to the Grand Tower. Orlorani set down his staff, sat in his comfy chair, and promptly fell asleep, leaving Sia to stand in the middle of the room, utterly bewildered. Over the next 2 weeks, Sia learned that not only was Orlorani one of the 6 masters of the school, he was also the Grand Master, and basically the most powerful wizard in the land. He also suffered from severe Alzheimer's, and he often forgot who she was, or confused her with someone else. She didn't admit it to herself, but it was more than likely that when he first picked her up, he had confused her for one of his previous apprentices. Despite these setbacks, she was determined to be a good student and do everything she could to become a powerful mage. It was too bad after those initial 2 weeks, Master Orlorani vanished, along with the king and a bunch of other people from the city. That's a story for another time, though.